Welcome to Primetime Sportz. I'm Caleb Johnson. It's like the more money we come across, the more problems we see. This is the hook that Biggie made famous with his 1997 hit, Mo Money, Mo Problems. However, hopefully, it does not hold true when it comes to Georgia State athletics, who have found themselves the recipients of some rather big checks this week. Primetime Sportz brings you breaking news as we have learned that the Memphis Tigers football team will cancel the September 30th matchup against Georgia State. Memphis found themselves, well, in a tough position after Hurricane Irma forced the Tigers to postpone their game against UCF last week. The withdrawal will cost the University of Memphis $1.1 million. Now you're probably wondering, what does this mean for Georgia State? The Panthers are now looking for a replacement on September 30th, which should be their next home game. If they are unable to do so, it would mean only 5 home games in Georgia State Stadium, which is obviously a huge disappointment to this team. Not only that, but their next home game is, yes, you can see it on the list, October 21st. That means 51 days between Georgia State's home opener and their next home game. Not an ideal situation. Athletic Director Charlie Cobb and his staff are already on the hunt to find a new school that can fill this September 30th date, saying, quote, "We are disappointed for our fans and our football program with the cancellation of this game, but it is beyond our control. All we can do is search for a suitable replacement, preferably a home FBS game this season." Now let's focus on this week. The Panthers will take on the daunting task of facing off against number 5, Penn State. The Lions will be writing a check to Georgia State for $1.2 million, bringing, yes, the weekly total to $2.3 million. Georgia State athletics doing pretty good, am I right? The game is on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on the Big Ten Network, so be sure to support the Panther football team and tune in. Now from the football field to the pitch, Georgia State men's soccer is excited to welcome a new assistant coach. Reporter Gawan Bey introduces us to Daniel Mosen.
In 2017 summer, the men's soccer team hired a new assistant coach, Daniel Mosen, who previously served a year stint at Piedmont College.
The opportunity here at Georgia State kind of opened up, and Coach Cernsey got in touch with me, and I interviewed for the position, spoke with him, and it just seemed like a really good opportunity for me to progress in my coaching career. So it was an opportunity that I didn't want to pass up. So I was very thankful for them to give me the chance, and very thankful for for Piedmont for allowing me to move on to better my career.
Mosen said the GSU men's soccer team's commitment as a good solid program in Southeast has influenced him to join the Panthers.
If you look at the results last year, losing in the conference final and getting very close to the national tournament once again, it just seems like a program that's on the rise and something that I really wanted to be a part of.
With the experience of working with diverse soccer teams and programs, Mosen picked the GSU men's soccer team's professionalism as a factor that makes the team unique.
It's a really good group of guys. It's a really good group of younger players and older players. There's a lot of leadership, there's a lot of personality. On and off the field, everybody's getting along, which is always important. On the field, the team's really working hard for each other. The way that the coaching staff and the players go about their business and the way that they train and they play and they prepare for games, it really sets itself apart from other schools.
Mosen believes that the team has the potential to grow and go higher.
I think the sky's the limit for this team, and if we continue to do the things that we do well, I think it can be a very successful season.
Now, if we're honest, the men's soccer team has struggled their last 2 matches, losing them both, but will hopefully right the ship tomorrow night against Winthrop at home. Women's soccer will begin conference play this evening in Panthersville, and reporter Malik Brown brings us an update on the team in this fresh start.
A new beginning, a new goal for the Lady Panthers. Their non-conference games came to a close last week, so the time for a fresh start is now. Coach Ed Joyce is ready to prepare his team.
I think they're enthusiastic. We've got 16, 17 new players, so we're learning a lot about each other. They've never, a lot of them, well half of them, haven't been through this before. So every away game something different, conference play will be something different. So I think it's just They're very green, so everything's new and exciting to them.
With the conference play starting, coach is thinking in a 0-0 approach instead of staying in the past.
It starts fresh. You know, we're 0-0 in the conference. You know, we had some ups and some downs, non-conference play, which with so many young players, there's going to be those. But obviously, we've got to build on. We can't forget our last game because we played very well against Chattanooga. We've got to use that to spur us on to the conference. But it is 0-0, so it's anyone's game at this point.
Sophomore Brooke Shank had the game winner against Chattanooga, but she isn't using that as a boost going into today.
It's really nice, really, just to get a win out of that game going into conference, because conference is really what matters. Preseason isn't as effective, or it doesn't matter as much towards the end of our season and our conference tournament.
The Panthers start their conference play at 7 tonight against Texas State at the GSU Soccer Complex. So make sure you come out and support the team. And if you can't, follow them on Twitter at GSU Women's Soccer as they give live updates and stats. For Primetime Sports, I'm Malik Brown.
Georgia State men's tennis team now has one tournament under their belt after competing in the Southern Intercollegiate Championships last weekend. Reporter Jasmine Presley sought out new interim head coach Jonathan Wolf to gauge his excitement of the Panthers' first competition this fall.
Interim head coach Jonathan Wolf led the men's tennis team to a successful season opener. Here's what coach had to say about the team's overall performance.
Concerning our expectations, it was only our first official week of practice, so I didn't have too high of expectations, but I knew the guys were playing really well and the guys were healthy, which is the most important part. So going into the tournament, I felt pretty confident. There was a really good level, high level of that tournament, so I'm really pleased actually with how the guys performed.
With 6 returning players from the 2017 Sun Belt Championship team, there weren't many challenges going into the tournament.
Andre, one of our seniors, he had a great match last year in the Sun Belt tournament, and he was not the clinching point, but he definitely helped us clinch it, and he had a couple tough matches. He actually avenged the previous loss to an opponent at that tournament, which was really good for him, and then he played a UGA kid that played 2 or 3 for them last year, really close. So, and then Sebastian as well, our other senior, played really good in doubles, so definitely pleased with their performance.
The Panthers will be back on the court September 22nd at the Cajun Invitational in Louisiana. For Primetime Sports, I'm Jasmine Presley.
That will wrap up today's episode. As always, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter at Prime Sports with a Z. I'm Caleb Johnson. See you here next week for more Georgia State sports content. Take care.